Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we talk to the phobites over here, and then go down there to the exit of this place to deal with Doran. And I said last episode, I just now noticed, I said last episode that he was well, he didn't. The other named guy wasn't there. Well, he is. He's just got a similar length name as the other ones, the explorers. So yeah, I didn't see that. Anyway, I just in between episodes, I also noticed. Oh, you saw what happened there? It was all gold for a moment. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's a replica. Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's a matter of updating the effect, I think. So I noticed before that there was only a little tiny bit of gold, and everything else was black. And now in between episodes, like all of this was gold and all of this was blue. And then down here it was black. But now it's different, and I'm not really sure what's going on. I think that might be bugged and not a actual representation of what actually my dominant tides. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's have a chat here with the phobites and see what happens. The crystals light up and sing into your mind. Greetings, patterned one. It is good to see you again. Was the... I guess... that's that. I guess... yeah, I guess that's... yeah, farewell, patterned one. I thought I could talk to you. I mean, it makes sense that I could. Aw, that's a shame. Can talk to the little phobit down there, can talk to the mother of all phobites over there, can talk to the actual phobites that talk to me, the speaker or whatever. But here we are. Doran bars your path with a slight confident smile. I don't like I don't like slight smiles. Give me all good proper smiles and otherwise go home. Greetings again, Castoff, he says. Whatever you did in that cave has caught the changing god's attention. He knows you're here now, and he has asked me to destroy your mind. His smile broadens. Ah, I like that. Do not resist. Well, I do indeed. I don't understand. How do you... what? The changing god is in my head. How is it... I don't even... oh, the game is loading. It's fine. Suddenly, his pupils slide out of view. Not up, but sideways, as abruptly as if they have been slapped. Yes, he says in the same casual tone. Of course. It won't be long now. And his pupils return from the opposite side. Don't waste your time speaking to him. Take his mind. His thoughts. Oh, I see. So he is the guy with a multitude of minds. But that's not the changing god that is talking to him. Also destroying my mind? What are you? The mind warrior? What's going on? It won't be long until what? Let's try and peer into that other mind. I wasn't talking to you, he says, with mild reproach. Your crystalline friend was right, he says. One of us does have two thought patterns. Your father speaks to me in my mind. And he turns his head slightly to the side, pointing at a tiny device at the base of his skull, too small to have noticed before. He has told me that he has need of your body, and I have learned over the years to trust what he says. Oh, I see what he means. So he might actually be talking to the changing god, because the changing god does need my body, yeah. A hint of sorrow touches his eyes. I wonder if that's on purpose or not. It is time to return your father's property, Castoff. The changing god is trapped in my mind, though. How can he be speaking to you? He looks confused for a moment. In your mind? I don't... Did you think I would let myself be rendered helpless? He thinks. I am never without power. He raises a hand to his head. Ah, he says. It seems he is in your mind, but maybe you've forgotten who we're talking about. The changing god has been alive for centuries, maybe more. He would never let himself be trapped or rendered helpless. He is never powerless. I am proof of that. Okay, so he's just embellishing what he's telling you. Yeah, Doran is but one of my tools. I think the changing god is thinking, or whatever is behind this. You are never beyond my reach, Castoff. No, that is the changing god. That is the changing god. When did the changing god start speaking to you? Years ago, Doran says simply. He taps the base of his skull. Ever since his device attached itself to me while I was exploring one of his abandoned laboratories. He has asked me to tell you that the erasure of your mind will not hurt. He will simply nudge your mind into oblivion and take its place. Yeah, I guess. Doran bows his head. You will be among us at last, thanks to you. It won't hurt, Castoff. It's only nudging your mind into oblivion so that I may have my body. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm hijacking your body, Mr. Changing God. What is that device anyway? One of these mouthpieces, he says, brow furrowing. Apparently, he had assumed this was common knowledge among Castoffs. Smiling, he shakes his head in self-deprecating amusement. I picked this relic up, examined it, and discarded it. But then it shot up from the ground and chose me, claimed me. Your father has spoken to me ever since. And how would this erasure proceed? Well, simply, he says, drawing himself further up. Just bow your head, and your father's mouthpiece will leave me temporarily to bond with you. You will close your eyes, and it will be done. I think this erasure might have happened for him already. But it's interesting if it has. I don't think so. Maybe. Or not completely, because of the whole two minds thing or something. It must be exhausting, he says, compassion in every line of his face. It must be impossible knowing that your every breath is borrowed, that your discoveries do not ultimately belong to you, and that your only marks on the world will be the ones he does not wipe away. Well, isn't that the same plight for every single human being that has ever existed, ever in the history of ever? And if you don't realize, how is that, if you don't realize this, Anyway, he clasps his hands. Thankfully, we are here to take that burden from you. It is time to sleep, Castoff. It is time to surrender. I'll give you one chance to run. Just one. Be smart. Okay. Looks like it's a might thing. Let's see if somebody else can do this a little bit better. 75%. Oh, look at that. Lucky for him, I succeeded. His complacency drains in the face of your threat. His eyes pop open wide. His hands fly instinctively to his ears as though someone were shouting at him. I'm sorry, this was a mistake. I'm not strong enough. I don't want to... Fool. You are less than worthless, his thoughts say. I will find another way to retrieve my body.
Ready to become even more
Holy crap.
heroic.
That worked. There is a high-pitched keening. Doran clutches the device at the back of his skull as though it were hurting him. He groans, swaying. With a soggy crump, his head bursts. With a single horrified glance at their fallen prophet, his followers flee. Splurp, says the portal. Yeah, he's gone. Can I take the device or something? Or is that even a good idea if I do? Can I please use that over there? Can I? Okay, I can. There it is. What do we have? We have Slug Speeder. It's a normal weapon. Doesn't look very powerful. We have a Gauntlet of Murder. It's an oddity. This deep black metal gauntlet twinkles like the stars in the night sky. If you listen closely, a hum can be heard emanating from the glove. Okay. Is it like a power fist or something? And an ossified trifolium. That's pretty cool, actually. Although it seems to be broken up there. This three-leafed plant is black as pitch and hard as stone when held. When pressed against an article of clothing, the stem extends and insinuates itself into the fabric. When the leaves are brushed, the wearer sees a vision of a young auburn-haired girl embracing a dark-haired boy before turning away. Followed by a wave of visible, intense longing from the boy before fading. What is... I think that's not a reference to anything. It just might be like a thing. Oh, by the way, in four-leaf clovers are really common. At least as far as I am able to tell. Every time I see clovers, it's just, I mean, they're always in packs, right? They don't come just in, oh, look at that, a clover. Yeah, basically every time I see them, if you look for 10 seconds, you'll find at least 2 or 3 four-leaf clovers. And I have seen, I think what I have seen that has been picked, I have seen an 8-leaf clover. And I saw that picked, and I have seen a 6-leaf clover. That's the best I can find. But yeah, the genetical mutations or whatever that happen randomly at these things that cause them to have many leaves, they're really not rare. It's common. It's common. Oh, don't you... Are you kidding me? Are we trapped here? Fantastic, says Eridis. Of course it's Eridis that says that. Speaking of which, I need to level you up, mate. Increase stat pools. I'm gonna bring up your might because of reasons. Crescendo, a new ability because it's now tier 4. Okay, what is that one? When Eridis lands a critical hit, gain +3 damage to his attacks for the rest of the crisis. This effect stacks, increasing with each critical hit. Oh my god, that's powerful. And then we have some abilities. A drink to the dregs, maximum effort +1 on attacks. That's decent. Not really necessary for him, to be honest, because of, what's the tier requirement? It doesn't say. Because he's always so good at attacking. Beaning reaction. Although, wait a minute. Does it automatically use the effort? But that's actual effort. He never uses effort. He's always on the edge. Pinning reaction, opportunities in counterattack attacks end the target's turn on hit. A foe can't fight if she can't move. Your opportunistic attacks shock your enemy's mind, stopping them in their tracks. Is it in or on? Ignore the flanked battle when surrounded by enemies. You're never surrounded. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Yep. Let's go with that one. Sounds a little bit better. And we have a melee skill increase. Now I'm gonna go with heavy weapons because why not? Why not? Why would I go anywhere else? So we are just the best we can do. We can be just amazing at this. Okay, pretty awesome. Anybody else? No? Okay. Are we trapped now? I'm still touched by the bloom because I haven't slept or whatever. I haven't slept. Bloom juiced. And this thing, what is he gonna say? The portal to Surgeon Slump is gone. All that remains is a hideous scar that I should be able to open with my dagger. I haven't got a dagger that opens maws, but then again, maybe I need to go back. Is this the thing? The bloom tongs make wet, unpleasant sounds, as per usual. Oh, I have the magnetic amulet, that's right. Okay, that might be a little bit better. Let's touch the magnetic, whatever that is, into thing. You grasp the crystalline artifact. At once the voices of the bloom grow louder and louder still. They fill your consciousness, drowning out your thoughts, hissing and whispering and chittering and buzzing. They're coming from every direction, from above and below, from nearby and far away. Swaying on your feet, you nearly topple to the floor. Slowly the bloom voices resolve themselves into their constituent parts. But now they carry sense impressions with them. Hunger, curiosity, desire. Each burst of bloom voices evokes a new impression in your mind. For a moment, you let go of the amulet, and the sense impressions are gone. The voices are nothing but meaningless babble. Then you touch the amulet again, and the sense impressions return. You realize that the magnetic amulet, or whatever that is called, is a translator of sorts, though the limits and scope of its power are uncertain. Okay, let's try to communicate with the cluster of bloom tongues and see what happens. Relaxing your mind, you allow the whispering of bloom tongues to penetrate your thoughts. Memories rise into your consciousness. Trivial moments you thought you had forgotten. Just as you recognize them, they are swept away. The bloom tongues are sifting through your memories, looking for something. The voices dig deeper into your unconscious. Your unconscious. What seemed harmless at first become irritating. A dull ache blossoms in the back of your head, spreading across your skull and down your spine. The pain comes in waves, as if the bloom is trying to wrench a memory out of your brain. Let's allow the bloom to feed on a memory. I'm not gonna use a tidal surge here. I think that's a bad idea. Dimly, you are aware of the bloom's presence in your mind, pulling at a memory hidden deep in your unconscious, like a stubborn tooth that refuses to be torn out. With a final gout of searing agony, the memory bursts into your conscious mind. You stand under a blazing purple sun that was never on the ninth world, you know. Your body sits heavy on you. Okay, I thought for a moment those things were gonna go away, but no, they're just doing their thing. Your body sits heavy on you, unfamiliar muscles rippling as you move. And move you must, as your boots lose their propulsive power. You must scramble at a sheer rock face for the extra boost, pulling yourself up with your battered hands, trying to reach the eye socket of the mountain-sized statue. You laugh madly, and you can feel your consciousness straining to leave this shell. You gain the safety of the cavern eye. You look below to see your pursuers swarming up the cliff. You are defiling their holy ground, and they mean to make you pay in blood. Their lamprey mouths, their many arms, the needle-capped suckers on their hands are all suggest that they're more than capable of taking it. Except as they come, you hold your hand out above them and curl it into a fist. The air coalesces into an acid shower that rains down among them. Their screams are like an opera. The memory ends, slurped from your mind like sugary nectar. You remember witnessing, yet the memory itself, the collection of sensory impressions, was actually experienced by the impressions that were actually experienced by the collection. The collection that was experienced, or the impressions that were experienced? Anyway, the collection that was actually experienced by the changing god is gone, devoured by the bloom. The bloom tongues sag suddenly or drunkenly against each other, as if the feast has made them languid and confused. Oh. So this is the same mechanism that the bloom maws actually use, I suppose. Let's try to take control of the bloom tongues now. It's just an intellect check. It's not actually a skill. So there we go. You reach across the barrier that separates your consciousness from that of the tongues, a barrier now made permeable by the amulet. Tentatively, you begin to direct the motions of the tongues. It's a strange sensation, like having another set of limbs, but they respond to your impulses. Belatedly, the tongues try to resist, but with a bit of concentration, you quiet them like errant thoughts. These tongues, you realize, are a tiny locus of Bloom's consciousness. Their roots extend throughout the trade post, and now so do your thoughts and commands. Oh, I'm just merging with the Bloom. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's move the trade post back to its original location. First things first. I think I might be able to do the other thing as well. You close your eyes and relax your mind, probing the limits of your new senses. The roots of the bloom tongue run through the trade post, but they also extend some distance into the surrounding flesh. A few of them trail upward, tracing a path toward an open cavity in the outer reaches of the bloom. Stilling yourself, you take hold of all the tendrils at once, urging them back along the path, clawing their way towards the surface and dragging the trade post after them. The ground buckles and churns beneath your feet, and the wall chamber begins to move. At last you open your eyes, and the shaking subsides. The blocked archway is opening. You hear astonished voices outside. Oh, this thing! Okay, that's better. That's much better. I wonder if I'll be able to open the maw as well. Their energy spent, the bloom tongues recede into the ground. Well, I won't. I think I made the proper choice right there. Can I go down there? Because oh, wait a minute. I thought this was like an overhanging thing, but I failed to realize this was just a cut on the ceiling itself. Okay, let's save the game and let's go through here. Those weird things are gone. I don't know what's up with the clickers, but yeah, let's go. Oh, we're back here. Oh, that's right. This is the Northwest Maw. Yeah. As you emerge from the trade post, you hear sharp intakes of breath. The two merchants you met earlier are staring at you in amazement. That great jaw and the teeth, they're gone? The portly human beams at you. Was this your doing? If it was, you have our deepest thanks. Indeed, the Varielan ducks its head. Trade awaits us in the Ascension place. We should go, before Bloom Thing tries to eat us again. Yes, the human nudges his friend. But it's still damned impressive, eh? I thought the Bloom only answered to the Memovita. Where is she when we need her help? Hiding in her fortress, that's where. Yeah, are you guys gone? Well, I helped. It's a good thing I helped your caravan. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. Nope, these guys are just standing here. Let me have a chat with one of you. Hello, sir. We're packing up for the Ascension, friend. We'll see you in the trade post when we return. The trade post? Where's that trade post? I don't remember the trade post. Oh, the trade post is when we return. The trade post is somewhere. We still need to go over there. And we still need to go to the slave block. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. Because we just went through the maw that we found in Surgeon's block. Speaking of which, by the way, I know that that those guys are unprotected. It's gonna be fine for me, maybe not for them. These Murdens are probably gonna just murder them all. But let's see what happens here, because Skora now will have a new eye, because I have one right there. There's no scrolling in here. Oh, okay. Also need to be on the lookout for a good weapon, I guess. Medium ranged. Oh, it's a ranged weapon. It's a slug speeder, I guess it makes sense. Anyway, hello, Skora. Her head tilts at your footfalls and a leap smack as she scents the air. Why do you return? What have you brought to poor Skora? Okay, so she doesn't want to get her hopes up. These are all agains and agains. I have an eye for you. And let's press Obervik's eye into her face. Hopefully this works. Sweet sights return? I welcome it, friend. The eye begins to burn into her flesh, extruding small legs that heat and twist as they burrow deeper into the meat and bone of her head. She claps her hand over the eye, instinctively scrabbling at the invasive device, and you recognize the titanic act of will it takes for her to let the eye do its work. Her trust in you must be great, or, yeah, her need for vision desperate. So much pain, she thinks, yet nothing compared to how I lost them. Oh, Yeah. Yeah. Did he speak true? Well, I hope he did. After what seems like an eternity of her screams and moans, Skora pulls her hands from her disfigured face. She tilts her head up at you, and her mouth stretches into an involuntary smile of pure joy. You wave your hand in front of her face, and the eye tracts it naturally. No, wait a minute. And the eye tracts it naturally, cleanly. She throws her arms around you, sobbing with grief and happiness. I see! The lights! The shadows! The bloom! Never has this meat hell looked so wonderful. At last she collects herself, wiping away the streams of tears that poured from the single eye. She looks in amazement at the moisture of her hands and mutters, "It has rebuilt the entire structure. Amazing. More investigation required." Then she glances up at you and thrusts a jar into your hands. "Here, more trouble than it was worth." And she turns away, grasping in delight at every newly revealed sight. And I have just gained a jar of iron wind. Made from opaque or opaque battered metal, this jar looks like a... It's a quest item. Looks like a repurposed cylinder. Just above its surface, a control panel is projected into the air, displaying enigmatic diagrams and text that indicate the status of its content. The jars thrum with energy, seeming almost alive. According to Skora, the nano who gave you this jar... it contains a small part of the iron wind, dangerous nanospirits that warp and transform any matter they touch. Okay, well...
I'll remember that.
Who knew the bloom held such wonders? Indeed. And quest updated, quest complete. The wind... What the winds took. And actually, this kind of sight regaining thing, it's kind of... Fortunately, I just used glasses, it's fine. And I don't know anybody that's blind, personally. I don't personally know anybody that's blind. But I do realize that Let's Plays, and especially the way I do my Let's Plays of reading everything and just trying to make it so that if you're listening to me, just listening to me, you can still enjoy the Let's Play. Basically, it speaks to what I'm doing right now. And if you don't have sight, I know what I said before. I know that, I don't... how should I put this without... It's a very complex thing. There's a lot of things to say about the whole thing of losing sight and being able to regain it, and it is a treasure to have it, of course. But it doesn't make you any less of a person, and I don't think if I were to lose my sight, I don't think I'd sacrifice other things. Me personally, I'm just talking other things like, well, she didn't actually have much, but like, I wouldn't sacrifice everything just for the sake of sight, and unfortunately, it's because there are other people that make Let's Plays like I do, for example, so I could continue enjoying video games, hopefully, because I do watch Let's Play, I do listen to Let's Plays, that's the thing. Anyway, we have one quest item, and I think, I know who it is for. Let's have a chat with the elder over here, see if I can sell some stuff over here. So let me see some questions. Yeah, basically, that's effectively what we had. So we got some oddities over here that don't matter for nothing, so I'm just gonna sell them. This is a usable item? Okay, that gauntlet is usable, and this one is usable as well, but I'm gonna sell it. Let's see, you got a feather cloak over there, it's all equip items. Oh, wait a minute, this is the, I don't need that, yeah. Over here to sell, sell. That one is usable, that one is not, I don't care about that. It's not a quest item, it's clearly marked as not a quest item, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I can't do that. And I suppose these don't matter as well, the abhumans of the Sagas Cliff Protectorate. We've learned about them, we read about this, but it's been a while as well. So I'm just gonna sell it. And over here, oh yeah, this one. This one I actually, it might be required. But if it is, well, I'll keep it around. Now, for that particular item that we got, I believe this guy might have something to say. I hope he does, because if not, then I have no idea what that quest is. We're gonna look into the journal and see what quests remain. There's still the Shrine of Thing, the Shrine of Silo or whatever, so I still need to go there. Hey, Yoksu, how's it going, man? Do you know anything about this thing that I just got? Nope. He doesn't. Okay, well, see you later, man. Sure. Fine. We did get a bunch of money in here. I like how they did the game economy, because it's, at least for me, it was really balanced. There was always a scramble for money. Not really a scramble for money, but at no point did it feel like I was just getting money for the sake of getting money, and that is a good thing. If anything, that's the true tail sign that basically the economy is done well. But I do have 5,266 coins. That's good. That's good. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything for me. Let's look at a journal. You know, that guy doesn't have anything for me. So we have the empty cage. Bring the frame to Orthhog or Orthfang. Oh, I didn't do that. I thought I did. Orthfang. I thought I did. That's, if you don't remember who this guy is, this is the guy that is on the east side of this place. Was this a loading screen from before? Didn't notice that. It's this guy, this surgeon dude, right there. And the mall is closed. Oh yeah, of course it is, because it closes from one side, it closes from the other as well. And I might give the money to Boris over there. Where's me? Are you kidding me?
What's on your mind?
Sorry, no, nothing. Yeah, nothing for now. We're good. How can I leave? Well, I guess I can leave if I just click on the thing itself. Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay. Man. So they didn't remove the barrier. That's a serious bug right there. That is a serious bug. That is bad. That is bad. Orthfong. Hey, man. Although, again, I reiterate, it might be because I was playing the game already when the patch landed, so, you know, it's tricky. It's tricky to test these things, but, yeah, that's a serious bug. So, that's all again, and, yeah, is this the frame you're looking for? One quick glance at it is apparently all he needs. He yelps with the light, takes it from your hand, and from your hands, and strokes the joints of the collapsed frame. He studies it carefully. It doesn't appear that the Murdens have damaged it extensively. It still seems to have that constant low hum of power, and yeah, this will do nicely. And he hands you a bag with an impressive amount of shins inside.
I need to talk to you.
I know, Aligern. I know. He grabs Aligern's forearm. Pull one of these halfway out, Ali. And he keeps his other eye trained on the frame. As Aligern lifts a tattoo, hissing and buzzing from his skin, Orth leans forward, licking his lips. Yes, he whispers. Yes, yes. He grabs Aligern and kisses his friend full on the mouth. My friend, I forbid you to use your tattoos anymore, unless... And he pauses, clearly building the dramatic effect. Unless you enjoy throwing your family and friends. And he beams. Oh. His mouth hangs slightly open, and there is a sudden look to his eyes. My family? He thinks. The smile slowly disappears from his face. I thought this might be happier news for you, Aligern. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna say nothing, but I think I understand what he's saying. I'm saying that all this time, Aligern, you have been carrying around your family and friends. They have been transmuted into energy and transplaced onto your forearms. Those creatures you saw, nothing more than a visual representation of the deconstruction process. Your family wasn't devoured, Aligern. They're alive. Orth, are you saying that I have been using my family and friends as weapons? Have been stealing their power to defend myself? Have I damaged them? He grabs Fong's arms and rasps. How do I restore them to humanity? How many times have I used them, he thinks. Why did I never count? Never think. Well, yeah, you have been using them like that, which is why I suggested that you take special care with them. But they might not have suffered ill effects, I cannot say for sure. All you need to do is reactivate the frame, and they will be restored to you. And he scuffs the ground with his foot and mutters, we can evaluate their progress then. Aligern snatches the frame from Orth and snaps it out to its full expanse. He runs his fingers along the side, his agitation increasing by the moment. Why is this not working? Orth, why isn't it working? Let's say nothing. Perhaps, yeah, if this device functions as a matter of decoherence and imprinting transfer, it would necessarily require a passcode of some sort to unlock it. It wouldn't do ancient users any good if they accidentally recorporealize their passengers, would it? It would require an act of intentionality. He taps his lips thoughtfully. So, do you happen to know any extremely powerful psychics? Someone stronger than a mere mind reader? One of them might know how to unlock this code from your mind, but I'm no student of the psionic arts, my friend. I have done for you what I can, and frankly, I think my efforts have been sufficient. Aligern considers, or Aligern, I never know. I might know just the person. She's back in Sagas Cliffs. Once we're out of the bloom, and I'm done with this cast-off business, I'll go find her. And he wraps his arms around Fong in a sudden embrace, and his voice is husky. And forever in your debt. You have been sufficient, more than sufficient. You have been heroic. I will Stronger than a mind reader, hey? He thinks. Gods, I hope she's still living there. Who is he talking about? Matkina or the other one? Calistege. Could be Calistege, but I doubt it. I don't think she... Well, she is the whole transdimensional thing going on. Fong waves an embarrassed hand. You gave me a puzzle, Aligern. It was a delight, and he frowns a little. Though if you could explain to Min just how helpful I've been, and tell him how I unlocked the secrets none of them could, that would go a long way towards clearing this debt you mentioned. And he fakes a cough as if unused to displaying emotion. Well, my work is finished. I really must return to my position in the Order.
I'm ready
Farewell.
to learn something new.
At any rate, he's... Oh, I wasn't able to read that. Oh, well, I don't think I... Well, I finished that quest, but I don't think I finished Aligern's quest. I guess we'll find out. We have so many level ups. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you, as always, so much for watching, and or for listening, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.